it Mara?
Yes.
Hi, Mara.
Okay.
Hey, how you doing? I'm sure you've had better days, right? I'm Nate Kamp. I'm a detective in the police department. Okay. I know you had spoken with Officer Sosha just a few minutes ago, maybe about an hour ago or so. Is that correct?
I think so.
Real old guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. He gave you your rights, right?
Yes.
Do you still remember those rights?
Yes.
Okay. I was going over, taking a look at the case, and I had a few more questions. Would it be okay if we talked for a little while, too?
I think it would be. I know my husband said that the lawyer wanted me to wait.
Well, it's up to you. You definitely have a right to an attorney, but you also have the right to talk to me without the attorney. That's entirely up to you. It's just like those rights you read you before. If you start talking to me and you decide you want to stop, you can. So
I'll do that.
it's entirely your choice. Do you want to talk to me or do you want your attorney?
I think it's. I don't have anything.
You know,
I'll talk.
I'm confused. Is that a yes? You'll talk to me? Okay. So you're saying that you don't need your attorney. You're willing to talk to me at least for now?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Just so we're clear, because the last thing I want to do is something you don't want to do.
Yes.
Okay. So they wrote a report, and I'm just going to go over what Officer Sosha wrote in his report about what your statement was to him. Apparently you talked to her too.
Yes.
I don't have that report, so I don't know what that conversation was. So
We talked to this one. This we talked to twice.
okay. So the child's name is. Are you responsible for her care when she's with you guys? Is that how that works?
Usually, yeah.
Okay. So you bathe her and things like that, or?
We don't have to now. We just tell her to go take a shower. And
Oh, she does it by herself?
She can do it by herself.
You don't have to help her dress or anything like
No.
that? Okay. This is just a summary of what Officer Sosha said that happened. She says that on Thursday, we were at my father's house.
On Wednesday.
Okay, on Wednesday. You wrote Thursday, but you were at your father's house.
Yes.
Where's that at? Where you guys live?
No.
Okay.
We have dinner there.
Okay. She up and did not want to eat. I took her in the bathroom and she pulled her pants down and I smacked her across her butt. This went on for a couple hours. After waiting for her to eat, she would always say, "I'll take the spanking." I finally made her sit there and made her hold her arms out vertically for 10 or 15 minutes at a time. Finally, her father came over to my dad's house and he made her do the same thing. Finally, we left and came home. On Friday morning, she got up and we had the same food on the table that she would not eat the night before. Again, I spent most of the day trying to get her to eat the food. I was punishing her by having her arms out again vertically. She sat there all day until her father came home. We all went to bed. The next morning, my husband took her to her mother's. Is that more? Okay. So when you spanked her, you spanked her with your hand or with?
Hand.
Which hand?
I
Don't know.
don't remember.
How many times did you spank her?
Oh, once at a time.
Once at a time?
Yeah. It was.
So like one swat, but multiple times you swatted her?
How I would do it is I'd ask her, do you want to eat your food or do you want to go in the bathroom and we'll get a spanking?
Okay.
And then she said I want a spanking. So
Okay.
we would go in the bathroom, I would sit down and I would explain to her, this is why you're getting a spanking. It's because you're not listening, you're not eating your food.
Uh-huh.
Then she would pull down her pants and I'd give her a swat.
On the bare bottom?
On the bare bottom,
Okay.
open hand.
Okay.
And then I'd let her cry for a minute, and I'd give her a hug and say, this is why we had to spank you, I love you, but if you're not listening, there's consequences.
And this went on from a period of Wednesday night?
Just Wednesday night, and it went on probably from 5 to 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Okay. Then again on Thursday, did it happen again?
No spankings on Thursday.
No spankings on Thursday? So how many times did you swat her one time on Wednesday night?
Probably between 5 and 7.
Between 5 and 7 times?
Yeah, because I would ask her, do you want to eat, or do we need to go back in the bathroom?
And this was at your dad's house?
Yes.
Where was that at? Who was at the house?
My dad, my stepmom, my uncle, I believe my cousin was.
What's your dad's name?
Scott.
What's his last name?
Hess.
Hess?
H-E-S-S.
You said your stepmom?
Yep.
Who's that?
Heather. Ivy.
Ivy?
Yep, Ivy-E-Y.
Ivy-E-Y. What did you say?
My uncle, his name's Eric. I believe it's Bellinger. I don't know how to spell it.
And does he live there too, or where does he
No.
live?
He lives right across the street. I don't know what street that is.
It's okay. And you said your cousin?
His. She.
How old is she? Okay. Did any of them see any of this, or?
Yes.
The spanking?
No, we did it in another room.
So you took her in there 5 to 7 times and gave her a swat?
I asked her if you want to eat or do you want to stay.
So over the period of these spankings, obviously there was time lapse and you go and every time was bare bottom?
Yes.
Were you wearing any rings?
No.
Okay. And she went home to her mom on Friday, is that correct?
Friday afternoon.
Friday afternoon, okay. When you would go and, you would go in there and you'd spank her and then there'd be time would elapse. I mean, how much time do you think would be between spankings?
20 minutes.
Okay. When you spanked her, did her bottom turn red or any marks or anything like that?
It pinked, and then when it started turning red, I stopped. And then I went to the holding the arms up.
So like the last time, or what did you notice? What made you stop? What did you notice about her bottom that made you stop?
It was red.
Like, what do you mean? Can you describe it?
Okay. Kind of like, when somebody twists your arm and it turns red.
Okay. Did she have any marks on her bottom before you started spanking her?
I don't believe so.
Okay. But after you stopped when you started noticing marks?
Yes.
Were you getting a little angry with her?
No.
Well, listen.
I
Do you have any other kids? Or
yeah.
Okay. How many kids do you have?
I had.
Okay, so you got a lot going on.
We have 4 kids.
I got kids too. I got lots of them, in all different ages. And they can frustrate the hell out of you. I get it, okay? And it's okay. What I'm getting at is this. I have some photographs of her bottom. You've seen these pictures? Is that what her bottom looked like when you stopped?
No.
But was the red in both areas?
It was
cheeks?
red, yeah.
But both cheeks of her bottom?
Yeah.
And in this area? I mean, this general area is where you were seeing the marks?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the problem we have, okay? I understand that you're worried about what people are going to think, about what people are going to do to you, okay? But when I see this case, I don't see a person, I've worked these cases for a long time, cases like this, and I've had cases where kids were locked in closets, starved, they put cigarettes out on them, really, really bad people. And most people deserve to be locked up, have the key thrown away, Those are people up in the category up here, monsters, right? You're not a monster, okay? And what's going to happen is, down the road here in the near future, I don't make any decisions in this room, but people at the prosecutor's office are going to look at this, and they're going to look at these pictures, and they're going to make decisions, okay? And I think what's going on is, you got angry, you got frustrated, and God knows how kids can I got a kid the same age, daughter the same age. Getting them to eat is a pain in the ass. I get it, okay? But for the grace of God, it could be me. Luckily, I've always taken a deep breath. But sometimes people reach their breaking point. And if you're a person who reached your breaking point and you spanked her too hard, that's a mistake. That's not the monster up here who's putting cigarettes out on a child. That's a person down here who's a good person who made a mistake. And it's not a question of if you went too far. It's a question of what happened to make you go too far. Monsters, they just like to victimize child. I can work with the truth, And I can work with people who make mistakes. Good people make mistakes. I've got people in my family who've made mistakes. We've all made mistakes, okay? It doesn't make you a bad person. The bad people are the ones like put cigarettes out, or the ones who have sex with children and things like that, okay? Those are bad people. And those are the people that I like to lock up forever. You're not the person that I want to lock up forever. I think you went too far, but sitting here and telling the story that you are and not telling the whole truth, that can only hurt. I can work with the truth. You're not a monster, are you?
I don't think so.
You made a mistake, didn't you?
Uh,
Come on. You made a mistake, right?
I didn't spank her out of anger.
I'm not saying you spanked her out of anger, but I think, is it possible maybe you hit her a little too hard?
I do it on my hand, so I know how hard I'm spanking.
But the facts of the case and the evidence show that she was spanked too hard, because marks like that shouldn't be left. And the problem is, they're going to see these pictures, and they're going to put them up in court, and what are people going to think with your explanation, I didn't go too far? You see what I'm saying? That's going to make them throw you up into this category. I know you're scared, and I know you're worried about what's going to happen. But I'm telling you right now, don't let them paint you out up here, because I know you're the person down here. And that's why when I took a look at this case, I thought, this girl's making a big mistake here. You know, she needs to come forward and just be completely honest. If you spanked her 5 or 10 times at one point, because you just, I wouldn't even call it anger, just stress or whatever it is, it's clear what happened, but only you can tell me why it happened and exactly what happened. But there's more than one swat on the bottom at one time, dear.
I didn't do it more than one.
The facts of the case, is it possible you did it too hard then a couple of times? I mean, clearly you did, okay? But that's what I'm getting at, is it's not a question of if you hit her too hard, it's a question of why. And if it was frustration, if there's other stresses, you know, things build and people make mistakes. And if this builds on you and you made a mistake, I'm sure you felt horrible afterwards, because you're not the kind of person who wouldn't. The people who put cigarettes out on kids are the people who don't care. And you're clearly, I can tell by looking at you, you're not that kind of a person. So we got to get past the fact that you didn't hit her too hard because you did. I mean, she wouldn't have those marks if you didn't, right? So can you tell me what happened? You know.
I can't tell you how hard I hit her, because I spank her the same way I spank my boys.
Do you leave marks on your boys like that?
No.
Have you ever left marks on your boys?
A red mark that lasted maybe 10 minutes.
Have you ever left marks like that on a child that lasted before? Okay, so this is a one-time thing. This isn't a case of you doing this repeatedly over time. This is a one-time incident. This happened once, okay? And that's real important. It goes right back into don't let them paint you out by a monster. People make mistakes. If this is a one-time mistake where something happened that you wish you could take back, the way we start correcting this is we start talking about it now. We can work with the truth here, dear. Okay? Is this just a one-time thing?
I've never done this before.
So this was just a one-time thing? Okay. What happened?
I took her in the bathroom and she got a swat, and then I sent her back to the table and said, you can eat, and then 20 minutes later I asked her, you want to eat or do you want another spanking? And I did the same routine over and over.
How many times did you do it?
About 5 to 7 times.
Did you hit her harder each time?
No. No, I didn't hit her harder. The first time was the hardest, and it wasn't that hard.
When did you start noticing the marks? After the first time?
It was probably the third.
After the third time?
And when I seen that it was red, the last few times, I didn't do it that hard because I didn't want to hurt her, and I knew her butt was already sore.
But you still spanked her?
I still spanked her because that's what
Did you have rings on?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I only
I can see fingerprints here in these bruises. And you could probably see fingerprints too at the time of the red marks.
Around the third time I saw that my hand was there. And
your handprint was there? Like your handprint was red on her, you mean?
No, it was like a red, like a mitten size.
Like that?
Yeah.
From the swat. Why did you keep spanking her? Were you just had enough and you just didn't think, or what?
No, it was because we've had disciplinary with discipline issues and we're not being consistent, so I thought we had to be consistent.
Were you just really frustrated?
I didn't feel frustrated.
So you noticed that about the third time that there was a mitten that was from your hand, you thought, and you still spanked her after that?
Yeah.
So, like, what would you say, 2 to 3 more times?
Right.
Did she get consistently redder and redder each time? And you continued to spank her? Could it have been, let me ask you this. To me, this appears like more swats than 5 to 7. I've been doing this a long time. I think that more swats happen, and that's okay, but I need to know the truth, because what will happen is I can send this to experts. It's better that you be honest with me now.
I don't know how many it was.
Did you hit her more than one time in a swat, like drop her
No.
pants? It was always just one?
It was just one.
Did this go on for more than one day?
No.
So
It was just Wednesday.
And what was the time, Frank?
From 5 to 9, 8:30, 9 o'clock.
So,
We weren't there for very
3.5
long.
to 4 hours?
About 4 hours.
About 4 hours. How many times do you think you really swatted her, honestly?
I only took her into the bathroom probably 4 times, and then we went into my dad's room because we were going back and forth too much.
So you swatted her in your dad's room too? It's
yeah.
okay. Okay, so between the bathroom and your dad's room, how many times do you think you took her pants down and swatted her?
It was 5, 7 times.
No, it's clearly more than that. And the story's changing now. See, the problem is well, listen to me. We have these marks. After the third one, you see the hand, and you hit her, you're saying 3 to 4 more times, right? Or 2 to 3 more times, I'm sorry. But it's clearly more than that. All right? Did her butt get redder each time after the swats? Yeah, you do. You don't want to remember, but you do. It's okay. We just got to sort this out. It did, didn't it?
I don't remember. I think I have to wait till my lawyer gets here.
That's fine. Sit down.